Crypto King of 2029. Who is going to be on top of the list by that year? Many of you will say, oh, that's very easy. It's going to be Bitcoin. But others might be saying, no, it's going to be Ethereum. And others might say, oh, there might be a dark horse, whatever that might be. So let's dive into it. Who is going to head this list here by 2029? So by the way, I'm Blockchain Bernie. Glad to see you here. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like my video if you do so. All right, Bitcoin is number one, and it has been number one all along with a market cap of $700 million almost right now at 35,000. And Ethereum has been number two for a long time. And then we see all the others here. We see Tether at number three, which is a little bit out of the ordinary because it's a stable coin. It's not really, the market cap doesn't really say much here. We have BNB, we have Ripple, we have USDC as another stable coin. We have Solana, we have staked Ether, we have Cardano, Dogecoin, Tron, Polygon. So those are the top 12 here. And what does that all mean? We have this kind of ranking here, and who should really be number one? So if we look at these cryptos here, right? If we look at Bitcoin, its greatest asset is its brand and the first mover advantage, right? Bitcoin started everything, and we cannot be more grateful that Satoshi or whoever it was had this idea and created everything and started everything, right? But then came other things, right? And if we look at what I call public smart contract platforms, right? So those are the L1s and the L2s. That's Ethereum, that is Solana, that is Cardano, that is Avalanche, that is Polygon. It doesn't even matter in this context whether it's an L1 or an L2. But these are all public smart contract platforms, and those are cryptos that can run code in a decentralized fashion, right? So that helps us to bring to apps what Satoshi wanted to bring to money, right? Decentralization. So with Bitcoin, we decentralized money. With the public smart contract platforms, we decentralized money and apps, right? But that doesn't mean that these smart contracts platforms cannot decentralize money, right? Because a ETH token, a SOL token, an AVAX token, and everything, these are all just as good a store of value as Bitcoin is, right? That is obviously my opinion. There are people out there, many people call them Bitcoin maximalists, that believe, you know, somehow Bitcoin can store value better than anything else. But yeah, I mean, you can store value in a decentralized fashion on Ethereum, on Solana, on Avalanche, on Polygon, just as well as you can on Bitcoin, right? That's how I see it. So in my opinion, Bitcoin should not be at the top of the list, at least permanently, just because it's not doing anything. It's not working for me. It's not putting my money to work. You know, the only thing is I hope someone else will buy it for the same price or a higher price. It's a little bit like gold or stuff like that. And if you like, you know, putting your money into gold or into other static things that don't work for you, you can definitely do it. And, you know, Bitcoin had a fantastic run. And if you were in there in the early days, that is awesome, right? So, but now we're not Bitcoin's early days anymore. So there's more stuff. There's the smart contract platforms, public smart contract platforms. And in my opinion, these should be, you know, one of these should be number one of the list by 2029. And which one should be the one? Well, all of crypto's value, if you really think about it, is about future adoption, right? So it's not like ETH or SOL or anything can do so many things, touch billions of lives and provide them value. It will be someday, right? And because we think it can be that like that someday. That's why we put value in ETH and Sol, in AVAX and all these things, because we believe in the future it will have a tremendous utility value, right? So with these utility values playing out, we will see by 2029 that some of the smart contract blockchains just cannot bring that utility to billions of people, right? And only when we bring it to billions of people, then the current price of these cryptos will be justified, because we're only paying $237 million in market cap for Ethereum, because we believe Ethereum will, dominate the financial and, smart contract industries, and apps will run on Ethereum that everyone will use. Well, try to use an Ethereum app today, right? And tell me if this app, if you can imagine that this app is being used by your mother or grandma or, billions of people. It cannot, right? So, but look at other smart contract platforms, and I'm a big Solana fan, and this channel is about, much of it is about Solana, and I feel Solana is the only chain that can scale to billions of people. And that's why I believe it needs to be on top of the list. And I firmly believe by 2029, people will have recognized that, because you see already now that Solana is moving up the ladder here in that ranking. And it was at number 6 this morning. Now, a few hours later, it's back to number 7, just because there's 2 USDC and Sol that are almost the same market cap. So it fluctuates a little bit. Yeah, but, Solana has been rising for a reason, because people recognize it has the utility. If you use a Solana app, you feel like, oh yeah, the fees are so low, the transactions are so fast, this could be used by so many people someday, right? And if you look at others on that list, it's just not the case, right? And that's why we at Xandeum, so we're building a scalable storage layer, and we use the Solana code base just because of that reason, right? Solana can scale, and we are adding a scalable storage layer to be able to develop any apps that are now out there on the internet in the so-called Web 2, and that these are centralized and controlled by centralized instances. And with Solana plus the Xandeum storage layer, we will be able to build any apps out there, right? And if everything goes to plan, and the Xandeum chain built on top of the Solana code base will be adopted by anyone, then think about it. Why would people just use Sol without the scalable storage layer when they can use Xandeum with the scalable storage layer, but it's backwards compatible to Solana, right? So my personal guess is, and I'm the founder and CEO of Xandeum, so I'm definitely biased, but I feel by 2029, Xandeum should be the one that's on top of that list, on very number 1, because it has the most utility and it's really, really scalable, so we can bring it to billions of people, which is necessary to have the utility, right? If you want to pay with something everywhere and not many people have it and accept it, it just won't work, right? So we need that scalability, and Solana has it, and Xandeum brings the scalability to the storage, because the storage layer that Solana has is not scalable, right? The code and the apps that you can build on it are scalable, but if these apps need a lot of storage, then Solana isn't scalable. And we're adding that scalable storage layer to Solana, and by that, Xandeum is going to be the king of crypto by 2029. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and catch you later.